Today we want to talk about some uncommon things that people will talk about that can actually save your marriage or can just make it get stronger. And if you are considering getting into marriage, these can be very, very good for you because these tips came from somebody who was married for a long time and was giving advice to his son. I will also share my own thoughts as well on these nuggets. So if this is something you're interested in, then continue watching. I am Trina. On this channel we talk about, here we do a little bit of cooking and of course we do some motivation. So today's motivation is on marriage. Yeah, we were motivated because so many marriages are declining, and sometimes for the simplest things, if we truly share our own thoughts on things that people can do to make their marriages work, then we have more lasting marriages. To say in Matthew 19 and verse 4 to 5, I'm going to read what it says. And he said, answered and said unto them, have ye not read that he which made them at the beginning made them male and female, and said, for this cause shall a man leave his father and mother and cleave to his wife, and the twain shall be one flesh. So coming together, there's some religion that persons then may not going to like living together before, but they might date. So coming together is basically two people who probably don't know much about each other, and even sometimes people live together for many years. Once they get married, things change. If that is something you have experienced, let me know in the comment section. Then sometimes persons, you will see them and they're all nice and dandy, and my God, when you get married and live together, you are so shocked and surprised. And even what I will say to you today, no, other persons will have different experience, and it's good to know the experience that you have. Things that work, things that didn't work. It's always good to share the wealth of knowledge. So this author, Jim Killan, told his son, I can't give you no advice on how to plan this wedding, but after 24 years of marriage, I can certainly give you some tips on how to navigate your marriage, because you know that there's going to be ups and downs, and sometimes we become so surprised of the things that happen. So I'm going to share some of the things he said. I'm also going to share some of the things my subscribers said. We had a live stream and persons really talked on the topics. I'm going to share two of what they thought were very good things to make a marriage work. So the first thing he says, praise your wife in front of others. This will build her self-esteem. Praise does a lot. So whether it is only for the wife or the husband, for both, I think it goes both. So my own thoughts on that, I think it goes both ways. So wife, you should praise your husbands too in front of others. Don't just tell him in the background. Tell him you are a great husband. Oh my God, you cooked a meal yesterday and I enjoyed it immensely. Wow. Going into the crowd, man, I didn't see that you were looking so stunning today when you left the house. Oh my God. But be genuine about it. Don't do something that you're not genuine, because they will pick it up from a distance. So praise them. I think that works well for a marriage. The second thing is, sometimes he was saying to his son, sometimes a woman doesn't need a lot. She just wants you to listen. Sometimes she don't really want you to solve the problem, she just wants you to listen. So listen, women, I personally gonna say to you, sometimes we talk too much. Sometimes the men just want somebody to listen, and we're there blabbering away. Sometimes just listen. They don't want you to solve a problem. And this for men, when you take away their ego. So we have to be careful of the blabbering, how we talk and all of that. The Bible said in Proverbs 18 verse 22, he who finds a wife finds a good thing and receive favor from the Lord. So If you find a wife, you find something good. Now, these were two things that we will say he was saying to him. Do these things, okay? They were things that you should not do. And I'm going to jump into those in a bit. But my subscribers, they said, and this was something that was throughout the chat, and if you're interested, I'll link the video to that live stream that we had when we talked about it. You can listen the entire thing, but I thought it nicer to make it a little bit smaller for you. But two things that popped out was trust and respect. So several persons were saying to make a marriage work, you need to have trust and respect. Now, if trust is broken, it kind of affect the marriage a lot. So you have, if you intend to stay together, you're gonna have to work hard at it, and it's gonna take both of you to work hard at it to rebuild that trust. And when you respect the person, then there are certain things that you will not do. So once respect and trust are together, then it will help your marriage. So those were two things that they talked about. So thank you guys for sharing those great nuggets. We went into more detail in it, so check out that video. Jim said to his son, sometimes it may seem impractical to spend $500 to go out on a trip than to buy a piece of furniture or $1,000. But he said to his son, son, it's best to take that money, go out on a trip with your family, with your wife, than to spend it on a furniture. Because those moments that you're going to get from going out together can either make or break your marriage. So he was giving that advice, and this was from his own experience. Now, the final point I want to talk on is credit card debt. He was saying to him, credit card debt can be a monster. So don't get caught up in it. And I want to say to you today, don't be caught up in it. Want to encourage you. We're going to go a little bit deeper into that topic in our next video. So if this is something you want to hear a little bit more, consider subscribing to the channel, because our next video that we are dropping, we will talk a little bit more on how you're going to manage this aspect in your marriage. Finance can be a big issue in marriages, and so sometimes marriages fails because of that. But if you want to know more on it, go ahead, hit that thumbs up button. And if you like the content, go ahead and give us a thumbs up and enjoy the live stream that we did in this next video. You can feel free to share your own thoughts on marriage. I'll see you in the next clip, in the next one, where we share a little bit more on marriage. Bye until the next one.